just you. Come on in. Welcome to the Scumm Bar.
Welcome to Scumbar Podcast, episode 63, where we talk movies, video games, pop culture, books, the red pill, or the blue pill, and everything in between. I'm your host, Mattbrush, and with me today is Morpheus himself with the dark sunglasses, deciding which pill we should take and if we want to go down that rabbit hole. Introduce yourself, good sir.
But you already, you did it for me, even though it's wrong.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you did it. So I'm I guess today I'm Morpheus, but I am also Anth0z.
Anth0z? Anth0z?
Ooh, it's Morpheus.
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 Morphos.
That's me. That's me today. Morpheus.
I don't think we're doing any Matrix themed stuff in the rest of the episode, but I just was writing down a Matrix theme. So there you go. I haven't even seen the Matrix in a long time. When was the last time you saw the Matrix?
Jeez. What year is it?
Jeez.
Probably.
What year is it? You can only ever get away with that during coronavirus. What?
Yeah, I guess so. It feels like, it just feels like time is passing by just like such a weird pace. I don't know.
You that boy.
I probably watched it last year at some point, but
Wow.
like bits and pieces. I don't think I watched it in its entirety.
I was telling my fiance about your idea about making a prequel, or not a prequel, but like a side story about Agent Smith in between 1 and 2. Yeah, and she really likes the Matrix, and she was interested in it. She was saying that she'd watch it as well. So
cool,
it's a good one. Somebody should make like an animated film of that or something.
Agent Smith's Rise to Fame is what it would be called.
Rise to Fame. The cover's just him going to Hollywood. He's got like the red carpet and stuff.
Just all those people just taking photographs.
The paparazzi, and there's like him coming out of the limo adjusting his tie at that moment in the shot.
Yeah. all the paparazzi are the other agents that just died, I guess. But they were also released and they came back as paparazzi.
They're in the background like taking over somebody at that moment. Like their hand is inside their chest and they're like... Anth0z, how you doing? What's going on with you?
I'm good.
Good.
Yep, I'm good. I'm just trying to think about what I've been doing. I mean, every time I meet with some friends like each week and they're like, "Oh, what have you been up to?" I'm like, every week just seems like I've been doing the exact same thing at this point.
Oh no.
Because I mean it isn't. I'm obviously not doing the exact same thing, but you know, we're still under state of emergency house arrest per se. So, but I don't know. Still, well, actually, you know, it's nice that my wife and I were getting time to catch up on stuff that we had always wanted to, or just, you know, like we're always adding to that never-ending list of stuff to watch on Netflix or Prime Video or something. So we watched The King just recently. I forget the actor's name, but one of the guys that's in it was in Smokin' Aces. He's the one that like he like carves his face to like look like somebody else, and he like smokes a lot so that he makes his voice all like scratchy. I'm just gonna look it up because that would make more sense. Okay,
Never heard of
The King. Also, the guy who plays like the main actor in The King was in Little Women. He plays
Little
Laurie.
Women.
Walking down the street, Little Women.
I was actually doing Pretty Women from Sweeney Todd, but you know what? It's okay.
Oh, you know what? That's on my list of I want to watch that.
Sweeney Todd?
Sweeney Todd, yeah.
Like the musical or like the movie?
Well, I guess both. Timothée Chalamet.
Timothée Chalamet.
I think I'm saying that right, because Timothy is spelled with 2 E's. One has an accent instead of a Y. So it's Timothée.
I'm looking at The King right now. For some reason, I don't see that actor there.
Oh, his name is Hal.
Like. Oh, yep. Yeah, I see it. Yep. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Actually, you know what? I saw a trailer to this. Yes. Okay. So it is a movie. But yeah, I saw a trailer to this at some point, and I was looking at this like, oh, because Robert Pattinson's in
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Yes.
I didn't realize, so I didn't know about the cast at all until, everything was revealed to me in the moment while watching it. When I saw Robert Pattinson, I was so confused, and his character was just
one kid.
Sorry.
There's one kid in here that I also know from something. I recognize the face, but I'm not sure why.
Which one?
Oh, he plays he's in Game of Thrones. He plays the son of the king. King Robert's like
Oh,
youngest
yeah.
son. Tommen
right.
or something?
Tommen,
Yeah.
yeah, and he was also in 1917.
Oh, I never saw 1917.
Okay. But yeah, that's right. So him.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in it.
Sorry, so how was the king?
You know, it wasn't that bad. I didn't know what to expect from it, and it was
Psychological?
I don't know.
It looks psychological.
Maybe a little bit, because I find that with the story, usually I find that they give you things that make it a little bit more predictable, or they kind of bring you along one path or make you think one thing for quite a while,
Right.
and it leads just to more things that make sense to see that in succession. But this was almost like the exact opposite. I'm trying not to spoil it, but
Right.
but he's so yeah. Timothée Chalamet, Hal, plays kind of like a up and coming king, and before he's king, he has these ideals of what I guess of being a ruler, and then yeah, and so it's just about watching him, I guess, in a way, watching his journey of becoming a ruler and how he rules. And
Right.
yeah, I know that's very broad, but yeah, it's hard for
Being
me
a king.
yeah, this is about being a king.
How was
and
Robert
cutting his
Pattinson
hair.
in it? I'm curious, because one day he will be Batman, so
Yeah, well, I mean, seeing him in that was hard for me to picture him as Batman.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
it's just such a completely different role, but which is fine, because I mean, as an actor, he should be able to play,
Yeah.
different types of roles and not be scrutinized for playing one because of the other.
Right.
So, but yeah, I think he did fine in that role. It was a funny role. It's a really, really weird role, actually, but or the character was really weird. Not that the role was weird. The character was just weird. Anyway, try watching it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So.
Try watching it.
Just try. You just try. What else did I? Oh yeah. Castlevania. So I watched season 3.
Oh wow!
that
I
came
still
out,
haven't even
like,
caught
not
up
too
season
recently.
2 yet. I gotta sit down and watch season 2, but I haven't even got to that. But I've still been blasting that soundtrack. I recently got a new Bluetooth device for my car. So it's like a Bluetooth auxiliary device that plugs in that I can wirelessly connect to my car. My car doesn't have a Bluetooth built in, so this is my alternate means. Anyways, because of that, I've been listening to music like crazy now in the car, and I've been blasting Castlevania. This has been so awesome. So that's like my favorite drive to work, is just like blasting the theme to Bloody Tears, that song. I do that with Castlevania. It's
Cool. Nice. That sounds like a good drive.
good. It's a very good drive.
Nice bloody drive.
Or Vampire Killer. Both of those are good.
Cool. Anyways, yeah. So if you get a chance to watch that, season 3 was I found it was very different from season 2 in terms of like giving some of the characters purpose, and it was just like I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be. I think while watching it, I just wasn't sure what I'm supposed to be taking from it, and then analyzing it afterwards, I'm also thinking, did I not get like the right things out of it? Like what? Like I was focused on some aspects of it, which I found were almost as if like the characterizations weren't as important as they used to be. I don't know. It's really just watch it.
Well, I wonder if maybe they're trying to transition the protagonist of the show to a different protagonist, only because like I can't remember which Belmont it is in the first season there, but like there's other Belmonts and
Trevor.
Trevor, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering if they're trying to find a way to throw in Simon, or if they're trying to create a different protagonist, or if they're trying to change it over to Alucard and have Alucard as a protagonist for the series. But again, I haven't seen season 2 at all, so I don't really know if there's other characters in it from there on. But it's just that the games progress in a way where there's new protagonists all the time. but the same antagonists keep popping up in the games, but different protagonists. So I could see how maybe the show is trying to shift into some other Castlevania stories. Plus, there's actually a lot of lore that I'm so unaware of that's on like the DS and the Game Boy Advance games, and I think the 3DS and stuff. There's like some Castlevania games on there, and apparently they're really good as far as the lore goes. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to throw some of that into the show as well. There's like Aria of Sorrow, I think is what it's called. I think it's one of the more popular ones that people like.
Aria of Sorrow.
Aria.
Aria.
Aria. Sorrow. Castlevania Aria of Sorrow is a 2003 side-scrolling platform video game for the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I think that's a pretty popular one as far as story goes.
Okay, cool. Geez, I'm trying to even think. I see the issue with me binging stuff is that I completely forget things like so quickly. So now that I watched season 3, I'm trying to picture like what even happened in season 2.
Actually, that was with me with Ozark. I was watching like my fiance and I were like binging that, and we went through season 1 again, and then we're in season 2. And halfway through season 2, I was like, "Where did season 1 end and season 2 start?" I was like, "I actually don't remember anymore." Like, I couldn't remember the transition because so much happened. So,
do you remember now? 'Cause I was just gonna ask you. I haven't seen Ozark season 3 yet, but I need to watch that.
Yeah, season 3 is good for Ozark. I think season 3 is much better than season 2 of Ozark.
Okay. Yeah. Where did season... Wait, okay. I'm trying to think of season 2 where they left off.
Season 2... Like, you finished season 2?
Yeah.
Okay. The ending to season 2 was the cruise... Not the cruise. The casino on the riverboat is about to open. And Marty and his family are out there doing, like, a press conference for it. And Marty has a scheme to get... This is spoilers, by the way, for Ozark. Marty's got a scheme to get his family out of the Ozarks, and he's got a plane ready, and he's on his way to getting them out. But Wendy ends up pulling some kind of scheme to keep them in by promising the cartels more casinos for them to launder money through. And she tells him at the very end, and then they take this photo of the family like in front of the casino, and Marty's like all like, "What the hell?" And then she's all like, you know, having fun because she wants to like take this further kind of thing. So
right, okay, I do remember that photo scene.
Yeah, and
right,
that's it all ends on that photo. So
gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah. But season 3, honestly, I didn't like season 2 all that much. I thought it was not really the same as season 1. Season 1, it felt like Marty was kind of driving the show. In season 2, everyone kind of takes a back seat for some of the other smaller characters. And then season 3, I feel like they finally found their voice again, and they like put the right characters in the right moments so that everyone has a part to play again. So I don't know. Season 3 is just well crafted.
Well, season 2, it just seems like they really tried to expand their horizons in terms of what characters that they want to like have an impact on the overall story. Because with I can't remember her name, but like the little blonde girl and like her family.
Oh,
like,
Ruth.
They had Ruth, Ruth, and like her brothers or her uncles or whatever, or like there was just so much going on with all of them.
Yeah, but in season 1, I feel like they handled it pretty well because every character is still integral to the main character's plots. Season 2, they like you said, they widened it, and since they widened it, they lost that connection for like the main plot that's going on. So you're watching a lot of B plot or B story that's just not that important, or it doesn't matter as much, and it gets kind of boring. And characters also make decisions that don't really make sense for the characters, I think, in season 2. Yeah. So again, season 3, I feel like they went back to their roots, and it makes more sense again. But season 2 was kind of off. Yeah.
Nice.
That's my thoughts.
Cool.
Do you want to move into ye old news while we're talking about all this?
Well, why not?
All right. Ye old news.
Ye old
Anth0z,
news.
I'm going to steal your limelight, and I'm going to say some news right off the bat. Because this news is old news. So it's literally ye old news.
It's perfect.
Apparently this is from December, but I just discovered this last night with some friends of mine. My fiance and I and some friends of ours that live in Vancouver, we were playing Minecraft. Now, we used to play Minecraft on the PlayStation together. My fiance and I don't really like to play Minecraft on the PlayStation because we don't like the controller, which is kind of annoying. Well, PlayStation has, since December apparently, but this is new to me, they've apparently made it so they can now play Minecraft Bedrock Edition, which Bedrock Edition is the version of Minecraft it was like recoded and redesigned to work on all devices. It's not the exact cross-platform. So it's not the exact same as the Java edition of Minecraft, which I'm used to, but it's very similar.
Okay.
There's some subtle differences, but yeah, other than that, it's pretty much the base game though. Anyway, so I was playing last night, and my fiance and I got to start a Minecraft server and set it all up, and then you had to log in with like Xbox accounts, so we had to make Xbox accounts, sign in through Windows, and then our friends on a PlayStation 4 were connecting into the server we had made, and I was like, this is just bizarre. Like it's I've just never heard of this kind of cross-platforming play like this, where you've got PlayStation users with technically Xbox users playing the same game, and I was doing it all through a hosted computer PC, so. I don't know how new that is to other people, but to me that's new, and that was weird. It was like Xbox and PlayStation working together, and then I watched the trailer of their Bedrock edition and playing together or whatever.
Yeah.
And they even did it in the trailer. The PlayStation trailer showed a Switch, and it showed an Xbox controller, and it showed like everyone else playing together with the PlayStation.
Oh,
And
nice.
I thought that was actually kind of cool for Sony. And I was like, oh wow, like Sony's actually making a trailer showing the other consoles in their trailer. Like that's pretty interesting, but
Yeah.
it works well. I like that whole idea of everyone playing together. I don't know if it would work for every game, but there's a lot of games out there I think would benefit from the whole cross-play atmosphere. So I thought that was cool.
Definitely. Something like, actually, I can't remember if Rocket League is crossplay, or it might only be cross-compatible one way, but not both ways. But
Right.
Rocket League, because you can play that on PSN, you can play that on, is it Steam? I believe it's Steam.
Yeah.
On PC.
Yeah.
I imagine you can play it on Xbox.
I believe it goes PlayStation to PC, or PlayStation to Steam, and Steam to Xbox, but there's no PlayStation to Xbox. Like, you wouldn't be able to play against
Whoa.
Xbox users on the PlayStation one, right? It's
That's
always
such a
like
weird
separated.
limitation.
I know,
Yeah.
it is very weird, but it's always been that way. Like, PlayStation and Xbox don't play well together. But now you can.
Neither do their fans, apparently. I mean, it's just so weird when I'm looking up. I think it was when I was looking up the PS4 or PS5 DualSense reveal a couple weeks back.
Oh yeah.
And I was looking at the comments on Instagram, and like, why do PS players bash Xbox players and vice versa? Like, what's the point?
It's just a war. It's a tale as old as time. You know, there were two cavemen who were around one time, and they were complaining about the shape of the rocks one time, and ever since then, it's been Xbox versus PlayStation.
And Switch is just like on the sidelines, just like, whatever.
Oh yeah, those people are wholesome people.
Yeah, that's true.
Very peaceful natures to them. But the PlayStation, Xbox people, they're the ones that go to war.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, it's better to have two competing companies than just to have one almighty company that owns everyone. So I'd rather that.
Well, I guess, yeah, no, that is
because
true.
like PlayStation got, this is my opinion, but I love PlayStation. Very biased for them, but I think they got very lucky with PS4. I think with PS4, everyone was praising them for all these decisions they made. I think those decisions were not necessarily planned. They just kind of happened, and they went with the audience feedback. For example, the Xbox One came out saying we're going to be only online, and you have to use Kinect when Xbox One first came out. So they said that. So a lot of the fans were like, wait, what? So then they went to PlayStation being like, well, are you online? And like, are you only online? And the PlayStation, they would just respond with things like, no, you can also play offline. But I feel like they're just kind of like being very like, please don't screw this up. Don't say the wrong thing, you know? There was another one where Xbox was saying DRM only. So you had to connect to the internet to be able to activate your CD when you bought it. It wasn't actually a CD. It would have been a code when you bought the game. That's what Xbox One was originally saying. And PlayStation, they then responded by making this commercial where it was like, here's how you trade games with a friend or something. And they showed like a guy just handing like a game to another friend, and like then he would put it in his PlayStation because you couldn't do it on an Xbox. And but again, that's just kind of PlayStation responding to what happened to Xbox. So again, they passively won all those fans because of that. So I think PlayStation got really lucky, and I'm so concerned with them going into PS5. I'm like, oh, they now have to make big decisions again, and we saw with PS3, when they make big decisions, they end up screwing up a lot. So
I feel like PlayStation's marketing campaign should be solely based on responding to whatever fans, like Xbox fans, ask them, like, so are you going to do this, like Xbox? And marketing campaign from Sony should be something like, well, what do you think the right answer is?
Exactly. What do you think? What would you like us to do? Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. If they just kept waiting, you know? I mean, they did really well. They kept saying games first. It's all about the player and all that kind of stuff, which is the easiest thing to say if you're making a console. Just keep saying that. Like, do whatever you can for developers, because developers are the most important thing about your console. But as soon as they start saying like our console's so good, it's exclusive for this and this and this, and nobody's allowed to develop for it and all that, you get into this gray area, and I don't know. I feel like PlayStation is gonna, their heads have swelled up again. That unfortunately that might happen with just like the PlayStation 3 did, and they're gonna say no, it's proprietary software and all this kind of stuff, and it's gonna be an issue. So
I think once you start doing exclusives, that's when things just go a little bit too far.
Well, I mean, exclusives are fine, but like for God of War, for example, that should be on PlayStation. It makes it more tantalizing for it to be only on PlayStation.
Or sorry, not exclusive games per se, but I mean like exclusive
hardware was the biggest issue.
Exactly,
when they did the cell processor chip for the PlayStation, that was their biggest issue because people couldn't develop for that thing. They didn't know how. It was very powerful. They could definitely boast about stats, but it wasn't good for developing for. So that was just. Yeah, it was just PlayStation being dumb. Anyways, who knows? I could talk about this all day, but I feel like they... I really hope they don't make a mistake for PS5. But I feel like they're going down that road already, and the fans are all going to just bite at each other's heels.
If anything, everybody will just go back to Animal Crossing.
Yep.
I do have some news. Do you have any more news?
I've got more, but you go ahead.
Okay. We'll do a little bit of...
I did a bit of research this time, for once.
Nice. Cool. We're doing this little...
It's like we do a news segment.
What would you call that? Like a give and go. That's what we're
like a podcast.
Give and go. It's like we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
So one is if for those who've been watching the Clone Wars, so on Disney Plus they release episodes weekly every Friday as opposed to just releasing a whole season at a time. So we are now back into actually for the past few weeks we have now been watching Ahsoka, down in like the lower levels of Coruscant. And the most recent episode, so I'll try not to give too many spoilers or any spoilers at all about it, but so the most recent episode that came out is, I believe it is either a precursor or the beginning of the Siege of Mandalore arc, which a little while back Dave Filoni, or I'm not sure who was kind of revealing it or discussing it, but this was one of the things that were upcoming that fans were really excited about, just to see the Siege of Mandalore, because I believe that they knew it would offer more info or insight on Ahsoka. Sorry?
No, go ahead.
So it would, more involvement of Ahsoka with potentially being with the Jedi Order again, and also bringing shedding more light on what's happening with Darth Maul, after taking over Mandalore a little while back in Clone Wars. And so that's something that we're about to be seeing now. So the arc just before, I feel like this could be like a whole, maybe, okay, I'll say this for another time where we could just like do a topic on it, but I'll just say for now, Ahsoka is back, and we're finally onto the arc that people are happy to be watching.
Okay,
just leave it at that.
I really need to watch this. I'm gonna write it down. I gotta catch up on it. I haven't watched. I keep watching the trailer. Like I'll see. The thing is, normally my fiance and I are watching some kind of show, like Ozark, for example, right? Then eventually she falls asleep, and I'm like, I could start something, or I could just watch like some YouTube stuff and then go to bed. So usually what'll happen is I'll watch YouTube stuff, and then I'll see like the Clone Wars, for example. I'll watch the trailer to the Clone Wars again. So I've seen the trailer like a few times now. And I'm like, it looks so good, but then I don't actually watch the show. I should have just spent that time watching the show.
Yeah. Well, I would say if you don't have any spoilers, like on social media, for example, if you don't have people that are posting spoilers, then I don't think you really have to worry about it. Even like,
I guess not.
Like when for me, it's not social media. It's like my Google News notifications, because I've already started looking at articles having to do with Clone Wars. It gives me, like, on my feed, it'll show stuff about Ahsoka or about Clone Wars. And so if I want to not be spoiled by even like article titles from Google, then I have to actually watch it in like as the episodes are released. But
right.
I mean, if you're not so stressed out to be avoiding spoilers, you might as well wait till the whole season's done, and then you can just binge it all without having to wait for it, right? Because I think it's only gonna be a few more episodes left.
Oh.
Yeah,
maybe I will then, because I'd like to just watch the whole thing as one. I think that's much better to do it that way.
Yeah, you might only have like, I don't know, 5 episodes left before it's completely done, because I think it's only supposed to be like a 12 or 14 episode season, and that's it.
Oh,
and we're already at like 9 or 10 or something.
That's crazy. I bet you, like, I know that they're saying it's like the end is the last and all that, but I bet you anything, this is kind of testing the waters. I don't know if they'll make another Clone Wars season. I can see them stopping that, but I could see them making a whole new series, but keeping the same, let's say, voice actors, animators, and Dave Filoni and all that. Keeping the same Filoni. And just making a new show. I could see them doing like after, because they're probably a little bit sick of being stuck in Attack of the Clones and Return of the Jedi, or no, Revenge of the Sith. I mean, being stuck in that little area. I feel like maybe now they're like, okay, well maybe we want to take on. I know that a lot of people are doing this, but like take on that chunk again between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope. Maybe they're like, okay, we want to retell some of the stuff in there and kind of pad out maybe some of that Rogue One kind of territory and all that. Yeah, I can see them still doing that. So I think maybe that's where they're going with this, because there's a lot of fans that are watching it right now, loving the Clone Wars. So, yeah, I can see them do that. Plus, Mandalorian is really, the Mandalorian's really popular. Oh, maybe they'll take on that territory. Interesting.
Well, as we already know, like Ahsoka's going to be coming up in the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
In the next season.
So maybe they'll do just before the Mandalorian starts, but right after Return of the Jedi, maybe. To make like a new show that's similar in animation to the Clone Wars, like maybe they'll do a segment there instead, because that might then bridge the gap between what happened between the Mandalorian and Return of the Jedi. Because there's a lot of questions there too of what's happening, and even Baby Yoda's like origins and stuff. I can see them. That's how they tantalize you. Be like, oh, like we'll tell you about how Baby Yoda came to be or something like that. Like I can see them doing that in the new show. That's my guess.
I can see that.
So I'm locking it in. It's gonna happen. So
locking it in.
A year from now, we're gonna be like, we called it on episode 63.
Definitely possible. Yeah, and if anything, that's similar. That would be kind of like a similar route to what they've been doing with the MCU as well, right? That they'd be testing the waters with certain things. I mean, like they had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on, and they did what would you call it? I mean, it's canon, but they only had a few episodes that really had reference to or would overlap what's happening in the movies. But the majority of what happened in the series did not take place. Like we didn't see anything that overlapped. But now we're going to be seeing more of the other streaming series, like with Loki and Hawkeye and everybody else. That in a sense it's kind of similar in that way. We'll be getting to see a little bit more of potentially like behind the scenes or like side story aspects or even origins of other upcoming characters that would eventually show up in the movies, right? So which would be interesting. Cool. Well, I mean, that's like, why don't we can keep going with this give and go thing. We can go back to you.
Oh yes,
I give you go.
There's a thing going on right now. My fiance was telling me about this the other day. It was for the weekend. She's like, hey, we should do this. And I guess I don't know which theater company it was or it ended up being, but I'm venturing a guess it was like the London Broadway kind of thing. I can't remember what that's called, but like the London theater thing for where they do their
the
Broadway
big one
shows.
that's like taking over. Oh, I thought you meant the movie theater, the thing that's taking over Cineplex and stuff.
No, I don't know about that. But what's happening right now is they whatever like the Broadway in London is that does all the Broadway shows. I believe they started to make this thing where they're putting their shows on YouTube. And they started with the Phantom of the Opera. So they did the Phantom of the Opera live, and they threw a video recording version of it all onto YouTube so that people who can't go to see it right now are able to watch it all on YouTube for free. And they were hoping to get donations from people and all that kind of stuff for their local theater and just like putting some money towards everything. And so my fiance and I sat down on Saturday night, I believe, and we watched all of Phantom of the Opera. And,
nice.
It was really well done. Like I enjoyed the performance, and I was really happy with it. And it looks like they're now going to do Jesus Christ Superstar and Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. So
cool. I've wanted to see those. I've never seen them.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, I don't really like the Jesus Christ Superstar rendition that they do because it's modern, and I'm used to the '70s movie where it's like all like '70s style, and also like in the desert and stuff. And I just like that one better. So.
Okay.
Anyways, it doesn't really matter, but that's just a small thing about it. But yeah, I'm just trying to find the clip. So what happened was it was trending on YouTube. It became the #2 most watched thing or something like that while we were watching it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, crazy. I'll see if I can find it. I'll send you the link for it.
Are you referring to Her Majesty's Theater? Is that what you were trying to figure out? Like you're trying to figure out like the organization.
You know how you call it Broadway when you're talking about New York theater?
Yeah.
What do you call it in London?
Okay.
That's what I don't know.
What do you call Broadway in London?
Oh, no way. I didn't know this. They took it down. I just found out now. It looks like it was actually temporary. So you can go right now to I'll send you the link to their page on YouTube. And you can go to their page. It's called The Show Must Go On. That's their channel. and they've got now clips from the performance that was the Phantom of the Opera at Albert Hall, and you can't watch it anymore though. It was on there, now it's gone. Oh, that's a shame. It was really good. They gained like 1 million subscribers. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it was really popular, and it was amazing. So I do hope that they throw more on, because I would love to watch these musicals live while you can't, really. Right now with coronavirus going on, obviously you can't go to the theater. So it's nice that they're doing this. I'm just excited to see what else they're going to do.
Does London have Broadway?
Well, I don't know what you call it in London. Like, because in London you say, let's go see a Broadway musical. But, like, it's not a Broadway musical, though, because you go to, like, these different places to go see it. So I don't really know what you call it in London.
Okay, this is the result on Google that is on Broadway.org.
Yeah.
Official London Theatre is London's equivalent of Broadway.org. So
official London Theatre. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know if that. Yeah.
Maybe it's just official London Theatre group or something. I don't know. The description to the Show Must Go On YouTube page, they're saying, welcome to the Show Must Go On channel, which brings you show tunes, backstage access, and full performances from some of the best-loved musicals in history. So it's possible they'll show you actually the Broadway stages as well in New York. I don't know. All I know is this Phantom of the Opera one they brought out because of coronavirus, and it looks like it was so popular they're going to do more now because they made money from it. So I'm just excited because I'm a fan of musicals too, so I'd love to see some of these live.
Yeah, it's such a fun experience that I wasn't really so much into when I was younger, and then now that I guess now that I've seen more, whether it's ones that I've seen in New York or even here, like local ones, it's just so fun being getting a chance to watch something live, like with that kind of caliber, that kind of production. It's really fun. Love it.
For sure. Yeah. I know, I'm a big fan too. And so when my fiance brought it up, she's like, oh, like, yo, you should check this out. So we watched it, and we only put it on, we were just going to watch the intro to the Phantom of the Opera because I love the beginning to it. And then, of course, we just kept it on. And then she was doing this, she was making a little leash thing. And she was like just making that while we were watching it. And then it was just funny. We ended up watching the whole thing. It was like, didn't mean to, but just ended up happening. So.
For
checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty or nice. That's that news. What do you got? And take.
What is she making a leash for?
I can't say at this moment.
What?
I cannot say at this moment.
Fine. I won't fraud. Until later. Now I'm gonna be thinking about it. I don't have any more news, so we're gonna talk sooner.
What? You've got news.
I mean, I do. I just want to figure out this whole leash thing. Okay, well, anyway, my news. It's a little bit of sad news, but there's the voice actor Rick May, who voiced he was a voice actor for Star Fox and Team Fortress.
Oh no!
Dual barrel. So he's the voice actor for Team Fortress 2 Soldier, and he was Peppy Hare in Star Fox. Died at the age of 79 from COVID-19, very unfortunately.
Oh wow! Oh, that's unfortunate.
So so that is kind of sad news, and I never really thought about how much, like, voice actors could have an impact on people, like whether it's for a TV show or a video game. But I was looking at some of the comments, and somebody what did they say? Somebody said something about how somebody's voice, something to do with like the voice actor or like their voice and what they've done with that character can get seared into so many brains and like just become immortalized that way. And just I mean, like we have a lot of, I'm sure we can get inspired by actors and other artists because we get to see them like visually watching them on YouTube or in movies and TV shows, and we can have that kind of association. But it's different just having this voice and placing it to, I mean, you can place it to several characters, right? Just depending on what they've done. I mean, for example, Dante Basco, like he was Zuko, but he was also Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Okay.
And he was also Rufio in Hook. So I mean, there's kind of like a double association there. But either way, like I hear his voice and I automatically know like, oh, that's who he is, and he plays Zuko. And forever, I'm gonna think like whatever I think of Zuko, I think of Dante Basco. And it's just totally it's seared into my brain. So anyways, it sounds like this guy, Rick May, had a pretty good career, that people really enjoyed his stuff. So So yeah, a little bit of sad news that he's left us, especially from COVID-19. It sucks to hear that people are succumbing to that when everybody's at least a lot of us are, we're trying our best to make sure that we stay safe and stay healthy. But yeah, that is life. Live life to the fullest, be safe, and yeah, not too much else to say about that really. But
yeah, it does suck. Hopefully we don't see more of that with voice actors, but I mean, it is going to happen, unfortunately. It just is what it is.
Oh, this is a really cool art. Actually, I just want to mention about this. I'm not sure who did it, but so the character he voice acts for, does that make sense?
Voice acts for?
His voice actor role in Team Fortress is Soldier. So basically this guy that wears that typical like army.
Yeah, I can actually hear the voice in my head of the Soldier character. Okay,
cool. So yeah, there's a picture that somebody posted in this where it's that Soldier and he's got a halo around him and he's got he's got wings and he's like it looks like he's kind of blasting off of this kind of like off a cliff.
They do the rocket jump.
Yeah, but I mean he's got the rocket in front of. How does that work? So the rocket shoots backwards?
You shoot the rocket at the ground. It's a Quake mechanic from the id Software guys.
Okay.
You shoot the rocket at the ground and it launches your character up into the air.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I never really played the game, but here I'm going to send you this picture or the link so you can take a look at. So you have a reference of what I'm talking about, but
okay.
I think it's a pretty cool. It looks like a pretty cool tribute, not really knowing the character or him, but it reminds me.
Article.
I love it when I rarely go on that. It's only when things pop up, but I love it when people come together for art to remember people or to pay homage to somebody. I remember a whole bunch when James Avery, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, like when he passed away.
Yeah.
And tons of art came out of like scenes with him talking to Will Smith or just him being on his own or something. It was just I love that kind of art. Side note. Yeah. Also brings a pretty nostalgic feeling to it. But yeah, if you scroll down further in that link I sent you, then you can see a little image I was talking about with him with the Soldier with the halo.
Yeah,
wings.
I like that. That's really cool.
It's very tasteful. Very well done.
This is very nostalgic for me, going back to Team Fortress 2 days.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Peppy. I didn't know Peppy very well though.
Peppy Hair was the like the rabbit. Wait, wasn't he? Pretty sure it was Peppy Hair.
Yeah.
Peppy Hair. I'm pretty sure he's the one that says do a barrel roll. Isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a barrel.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Fox, do a barrel roll.
He's funny because it's just like got like two sprites for his mouth to open and close. So it just kind of keeps doing this in the N64 version.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh god.
Do a barrel roll. There we go.
Nice.
Anyway, that's my news.
Cool. I don't have much more. The last thing I wanted to say, I don't have much to say about this. I just thought it was kind of funny. I tried to watch. My fiance and I tried to watch, I think it was last night? 2 nights ago, we tried to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I say try because I'm shocked. This movie should be a movie that I like. By all accounts, I should like this movie. Now, maybe it was just the time of when I watched it, but we got 20 minutes into that movie, and I was like, what is the point of this movie? There was no plot. It was just a bunch of people walking around, and I was like... I was getting so irritated. I was like, tell me a reason why I'm supposed to keep watching. So we ended up turning it off. We were both a little bit bored with it. And I'm definitely not going to go as far as to say it's a bad movie or anything like that. I understand totally that I just wasn't entertained. But I think maybe it's because I'm going through Harry Potter right now in the audiobooks, but I was like, the first 5 minutes of a story should hook you. Like you should know a little bit about what's going on and like and why you're still watching this movie, like think about Lord of the Rings. It starts being like, here's a gigantic battle and it's happening because of all this craziness. Then they finally pull back and take you to the Shire, and then they tell you about Frodo and all that stuff, so at least there's this huge plot going on. Harry Potter, same thing. There's like this evil Dark Lord and there's this baby that they're taking away, and the baby can never know about the evil Dark Lord and all that. But man, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I don't want to ruin anything, I definitely don't want to spoil the non-story, but it's just a bunch of guys driving around Hollywood sets talking about this one guy being like a nobody. I get that maybe that's the point of the movie. Maybe by the end of it, he's now no longer a nobody. But I was like, it just seems so small stakes. I was like, I just don't care right now.
Wait, so what? I'm trying to think back to the first 20 minutes. What was the last scene you remember watching?
I think Brad Pitt was making craft dinner and was watching a show with his dog.
Oh, okay. All right, I see. I get it.
I was like, I again, it wasn't necessarily bad. It's just that I think I was just looking for something. Like, we had just watched Phantom of the Opera the night before. And again, they're like a Broadway musical. If you need pacing, Broadway musicals know how to pace. Like, they're just like, they're constantly going on plot for you. And
Have
so, yeah, they do. They have like an hour and 20 minutes to tell you a crazy story. So, so again, it felt so slow, and I was like, oh, what is happening? Like, maybe, and I told my fiance this. I was like, maybe I'll watch this again on another night. I'll just kind of put it on when I'm in the mood for like an atmospheric movie. It seemed kind of it was very historical. It seemed very accurate. I really liked all that. So it's like, maybe when I'm in that mood of like wanting to know more about that time period. But I was looking for like a lot of plot, and I was not getting it. And the movie's also 3 hours long, so I was like, 3 hours of like a period piece is not really what I wanted to watch. So.
I think I remember by the end of it, it didn't really feel like it was that long. And I guess, yeah, the first act is probably pretty slow. I'm trying to think back to what takes place in the second and third act, because yeah, what you're describing, like if you're saying that pretty much all you saw was a couple guys just driving around looking at Hollywood sets, the rest of it does not at all seem like it's about a couple of guys driving around Hollywood sets.
Right.
So I promise you, there is much more to it than that.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, and I definitely don't mean to knock it. I just thought that'd be a funny take for you to hear that, because, but like based on the trailers, based on what people are talking about it, it definitely seems like a movie I would like. And I do like Hollywood. I like or classic Hollywood, I should say. And I'm a fan of old westerns and stuff. So there's a lot there for me to enjoy. But yeah. I just wasn't feeling it when I was watching it. I really wasn't interested. I think I also didn't like Leo at all, his character. Like, I think you're supposed to relate to either Leo or Brad, I think, at that moment. I think, because you're supposed to... Hopefully in a movie, you're, like, putting yourself into the movie a little bit. And, like, you're kind of following along with a character. You know, you're Harry Potter. You're the Phantom of the Opera. No,
you're Ron Weasley.
You're Ron Weasley. But no, I just... Neither of those characters I really liked, and neither of those characters I really felt like I wanted to continue watching, you know? It just felt strange. Maybe I was, like, right on the end of, like, they were about to introduce some crazy hook and, like, get into it. I know the Manson family's in it, and there was also, what's that guy's name? That director that, the one who made, Rosemary's Baby. I can't remember the director's name.
Rosemary's Baby? Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie this director made, and his family, I know, was killed by the Manson family. So I'm assuming they are...
Roman Polanski.
Roman Polanski, yes.
I see. Okay.
I'm assuming that plot is going into this movie. I don't know, but I just know history, and I know that happened in history. So with those two characters being in this, I assume that's going to happen. But with the characters that I'm shown, I'm like, how does that play into those characters? I don't know.
They connected eventually.
Okay. Well,
I feel like pretty soon after they do, you see the connection. I think.
Well, maybe I'll care when I put it on again one day to watch it. And I hope that there's a topic in the future where I go, you know what? I was totally wrong. It's a great movie, and it ended up being really good in the end. But right now, my take is that I found it a little bit more boring than I was expecting, and I just wish they hooked me faster.
That's fair. And I'm okay. I really can't compare, but for a Quentin Tarantino movie, this one, just from watching this movie and seeing all the trailers for his other movies, seems like such a far departure of his typical movie that I can see why it would seem like you should have been grasped earlier.
Yeah, I think
so. Yeah,
I didn't like The Hateful Eight, I think is what it was called. I didn't like that one because I found it slow, but I really liked Django, and that maybe tells people more what I'm interested in, because I felt like Django is paced really, really well. It's like it's constantly going, and like there's so many cuts and scenes and crazy action, all this stuff going on. It's really, really good. But then The Hateful Eight was very padded out plot to make it kind of a mystery, and I didn't enjoy that. I found it very boring. So I guess that kind of says more about who I am, you know, and what I like to watch. And this is all Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is all a totally different category, but it is more slowed down, more dialogue, more padding, kind of trying to be more atmospheric and historical and get you in the moment of like these characters. And yeah, maybe I just gotta watch it when I'm in that mood, but just right now I'm not in that mood. So
yeah, mind you, I don't think this is spoiling anything, but it is a parody from what I understand. Like, the movie itself is
like a parody of Hollywood.
It's a parody of like multiple stories or something. or maybe sure it is a parody of Hollywood, but I guess a parody of stories of several characters. That's kind of my take on it from my understanding. So
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, that being said, it should still be able to grip you sooner than later. So
I don't know if that's the movie's fault or what. It's maybe just not my kind of movie. I don't know. But looking at this story, it looks like something I would like, and I was shocked that I didn't. But who knows? Maybe I will like it in the future. We'll see. But I just wanted to put that in as the news, as just like a little news of personal news, I guess.
Cool.
Anyways,
right.
let's we're running out of time here, so we're gonna have to take out the wheelless Scumm, I bet.
That's fine.
That's okay.
And
my topic is not very long. I'm just excited to talk about it. Do you want to take the first topic, or do you want to, or what do we?
Yeah, I'll go first. Actually, mine isn't too long either.
Oh, that actually works out. Then we might actually end up being on time then with this.
I kind of feel like since you sound like you really enjoy your topic, and mine's just like a random fun thing that just came to my mind, and I just thought like let's just do it because it just sounds fun.
Okay.
And you at home, you do it too. You answer to whoever you are next to, or ask.
Let me first just say this is topic number 1.
Yes, topic number 1.
This is the latest we've ever got into topic number 1, by the way.
I know. Wow, we did a good job. You know, I'm starting to think that these podcast episodes, they're like they've morphed into
News?
in a way, but like you know, okay, we think about our topics ahead of time, and so we want to shell out this time to feature these in the episode, but in the midst of talking about all these news items, we have so much more just to talk about them naturally that those have just naturally become what the episodes are really about.
Yeah. This one's a bit more on the ratio of news than it was on topics, but they're not all like that. I think we've had some other ones that are less on news and more on the topic. It just varies every week. It's whatever we want to talk about. Yeah.
Whatever. That's our podcast. Our podcast is not any one thing. It is every multiple thing.
I do apologize to the listeners if you came in for the title of this podcast and you're disappointed to find out that there's not as much about that title, but I hope you enjoyed it for the ride. But anyways, continue.
Just call this episode Heel News. So my topic is it's sans or it's how would I say it? It's ketchup
sans?
or sans ketchup. So with or without ketchup.
Interesting. Ooh,
So
I like this. This is fun.
It's just really
Just banged my knee on my desk, but this is fun.
I'm adjusting too. Okay, so the point of it really, I'm just curious to see what food items you would and would not eat with ketchup.
Okay, as soon as I answer, you should also answer, and then we get the real, you know?
Okay, wait. So if I give the food item, then we either say yes or no.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So am I asking all of them, or did you want to input? You can toss them in there too.
Sure, I'll toss them in there.
Okay, so I'll start. Well, let's start easy,
okay,
where people would normally. I feel like it's more typical for people to have ketchup rather than sans ketchup.
All right.
Okay, French fries.
Ketchup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me depends on the type of fries.
Really?
So. Oh, totally. So I'll give you an example. McDonald's fries I cannot have with ketchup.
What? Oh,
Church's chicken fries I love with ketchup.
Oh, they thick cut?
They're the crinkle cut ones.
Oh, crinkle cut. Oh yeah, you gotta put ketchup on those.
But also they're crispy, but also a little bit more soft on the inside because there's more ratio of that.
I respect
anyway,
that.
so yeah, cool. Also kind of easy or typical, hot dogs.
Ketchup
for me too. Otherwise, it's just you need kind of like the
not really
lubrication.
a hot dog with the ketchup. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's gonna be too dry.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is also hamburgers.
I'll say ketchup, but if there is a nice layer of barbecue sauce on there, like a thick barbecue sauce spread on there, I don't need the ketchup, but I will probably also put ketchup on it if I have the choice. You know what I mean? Like if it was just a barbecue burger, if it's a barbecue burger and they didn't put ketchup on it, I'm not going to complain. I'm definitely going to eat it and be like, oh, that was great. But if I'm making a burger myself, and I did this recently, I will put ketchup on it and I'll put barbecue sauce on it.
Okay, yeah. So if you ordered some sort of gourmet burger or something from Red Robin, you get this is my wife and my go-to kind of burger combo at Red Robin.
Yeah.
You get the bonsai burger. So this is for those who like pineapple. So this one comes with a grilled pineapple. But instead of sticking with the teriyaki sauce that comes with it, you switch it for the Whiskey River barbecue sauce.
Ooh, Whiskey River barbecue sauce is so good.
And we find that flavor works so much better with the pineapple, because pineapple and teriyaki is just sweet and sweet. But with the Whiskey River barbecue, you get a little bit more smoky, a little bit more savory flavor to it, and it just really completes that burger palate.
Yep.
This is the Connoisseur of Burgers podcast. Okay, so that's a few there. Let's. I'll toss it over to you if you have any food items you want to add.
I want you to think fast about this.
Okay.
Kraft dinner.
No ketchup.
Thank you. Oh, I find it so weird when people put ketchup on that, but they do, and it's like, why? Why do you put ketchup on your Kraft dinner?
I can't. No, dude, I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. And then what's really weird is, this is funny because it's like they both bother me, but it's like it's hot. It's hot macaroni and cheese. And you pour this cold ketchup on it, then it becomes this not hot meal anymore, right? It's kind of just like that. But then some people are like, oh yeah, so then I heat it up, and I'm like, you microwave your ketchup? So. It's like a lose-lose no matter what you do.
I can see why you're bothered by both. Oh, that's weird. That's that's so much effort to make something worse.
I've seen people watch me eat Kraft dinner though, and they're like, no ketchup? Like, isn't it dry? And I'm like, no.
No, that's it's cheese sauce.
Yeah, I
sauce
know.
is not dry.
It's just funny. It's just that's like an argument. Like, people probably unsubscribe from the podcast because of that.
Well, you should. I'm fine.
Yeah, we didn't want your kind anyways.
Your ketchup kind. Anyway, got any more food?
Yeah. Not off the top of my head. You go ahead.
Okay. All right. Eggs.
Ooh, interesting. No, I recently have been doing hot sauce with eggs. Okay. But no, I've never done ketchup with eggs. That seems a little weird, actually. Oh, it depends how it's cooked, I guess. Scrambled eggs, people probably do ketchup with. I can see that. I've never done it, but I can see that.
I can't do it either. It is scrambled eggs that I see people just spew ketchup all over. Yeah. And it kind of reminded me of mac and cheese too. Just mixing the yellow and red colors.
Just a weird one. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Steak.
Whoa. That's odd. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. No. And I already do kind of a weird thing. I put butter on steak sometimes. And
that's normal. That's fine.
Is it normal?
Yeah.
I don't know. I always feel a little bit weird about that. I'm like, buttering my steak, It
that
just seems like
thing.
It just seems like I'm putting more fat on a fatty thing,
if you go to places like the Keg or something, I think they'll give you a steak where there's a little dollop of butter on top.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. I always feel really guilty when I'm doing it, though. I always I shouldn't be doing this, but
just work it off.
It's delicious.
Sorry. When I said really, I didn't mean that. Really, you don't put ketchup on it, but really, you don't. Okay, I actually grew up watching people put ketchup on their steaks all the time, and I did it only because I think my mom did it too, and it just became a habit. And then later on I was like, why am I the steak is great without ketchup, why am I eating it with ketchup? This is weird. So I stopped. Now I just don't. I hate using ketchup on my steak. I have to have it without.
That's very strange.
Yeah,
I don't agree with ketchup on steak. That seems weird to me.
It is. Yeah, it is.
This is a great topic, by the way.
We're alienating so many people right now, but
yeah.
Okay, so we're getting into a little bit of weird territory, but these are still things that I have, experiences, not that I have had, but that I've witnessed. Mm-hmm. Broccoli.
Oh my gosh! No, that's disgusting. Like cheese sauce, sure. Teriyaki sauce or soy sauce, sure. I get it. Dinner. Yeah. But ketchup. No way. No way, Jose.
I'm thinking of that old that tooth commercial. Don't you put it in your mouth?
Yeah,
that's what you sing when you see broccoli and ketchup side by side.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I have seen that. I think when I was younger. I haven't seen it lately, but I've definitely seen people use broccoli with ketchup.
Yep.
Okay. Corn on the cob.
That one to me is kind of disgusting. But I also am picturing when I've had a hot dog with there's corn on the cob, and then the ketchup's kind of spilled onto the corn. I'd probably be hesitant. I'd probably be hesitant to eat it at first, but I also probably wouldn't take the time to wipe it off. So I'm in I can see why people could possibly do it, but I'm disgusted by it.
Okay, wait. So first of all, I want to paint this picture because you're saying you're So you're basically double fisting. So one hand has the hot dog, the other hand
No,
has the
I'm
cob.
thinking on one of those like kids party plates, you know, and you're kind of balancing it when you're trying to go walk over to your friends. Like...
Right. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I was picturing, you're at a party, like you're in like some sort of somebody's backyard barbecue party, and you're walking around just holding a hot dog in one hand and corn on the cob in the other hand, and your beer is like in your pocket or something.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Meatloaf.
Oh wow, that. Oh, I have done both. I think I used to be able to do it more, but I think now I would go meatloaf without the ketchup.
I know. Something switched in my brain as well too. It's like when I was a kid, that was a thing. It was always meatloaf and mustard baked into it, and then on top it was ketchup and mustard baked into it, and then on top it was ketchup and mustard poured onto it at the end. So then you had this like ketchup and mustard kind of layer.
Wait, did you have
top.
ketchup and mustard on the top and on the inside?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's when I was a kid. It was done that way, and now I'm like, that's so gross. Like I wouldn't want to eat it that way at all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back to when I could have done that flip over, and it's probably when I started to like wine more or something, or alcohol. I just weird. I suspect that like as my palate changed to liking more things that I guess I used to find bitter or sour or something, like I enjoy now, and now I can't have things that are too sweet. Because even sometimes like having some sort of pop, like it's a lot harder for me to get through like a whole can nowadays, because I can feel like the sugar syrup just all over my mouth, and I want salty. Anyway, those are all the food items that I thought about beforehand. I figured like if we could think of any others.
What about a grilled cheese sandwich?
I would probably go no.
I used to say yes, and I used to do it actually, and then I switched to barbecue sauce, and I can never go back.
Okay, well, yeah. See, that's another thing too, because nowadays I find more people, rather than like tossing ketchup on everything, they put like hot sauce on everything.
Yeah, I got really into hot sauce and barbecue sauce. So my fiance brings home like Montana's barbecue sauce sometimes, or Montana's hot sauce, and I love it. It's so good.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
it's the best.
That must be nice.
What about meatballs?
Probably not. I would need to have like actual tomato sauce.
I agree with you. And actually, here's another one too to follow up. The Italian blood's kicking in here. What about spaghetti?
And ketchup? Oh, no. Why?
You know that's really popular. People do that all the time.
Where?
I know that's like a crucifix to you, but there's a lot of people that cook spaghetti and they pour ketchup all over it and stir it up like it's marinara. It's just disgusting. I know these people exist.
I mean, I guess, is that even cheaper than buying tomato sauce?
I don't know. Here's a weird one. Apparently, goldfish crackers.
Why? No.
I don't know. My fiance loves goldfish crackers. She loves them. I don't really like them all. No, they're not. They're okay. They're okay. I'll eat one or two, but she'll like down a whole bag of them. I wonder if she'd eat them with ketchup though. I doubt it. Seems kind of gross to me.
Not. Okay, I have a follow up to your spaghetti.
Ooh.
Rice.
Oh, that seems worse than spaghetti. I don't know why. That's disgusting.
Really? Actually, I kind of find the spaghetti with ketchup, like having a bunch of noodles that are slathered and like slippery, and they're like, as you're trying to roll it up.
Yeah, I know.
Like
the spaghetti one is disgusting, but thinking about a spoonful of rice on my fork, and I bite into it, and my teeth sink into this ketchup
like
glob.
A layer of goop.
Yeah, this ketchup globular that's in there with the rice. That's just disgusting. Like, I can't even stand that. Yeah, no, that's a weird one for me, man.
I think we've covered all the main points that we need to.
What do you think at home? What are you thinking goes well with ketchup? And do you disagree with us on any of these?
They're all like eating ketchup while listening to this.
Oh, that's a good one. Can you eat ketchup on its own?
Oh, I mean, well, I guess
it's always good when the food itself you're like, on its own. Ew.
I mean, I guess if it were in a similar situation, how you said like it dripped onto your corn.
Yeah.
Because I was picturing if I had that on my cob.
Yep.
I would probably lick off the ketchup and immediately lick some other part of the corn just to like chase.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wash it down.
That's a good point. Yeah.
But
a spoonful, a tablespoon of ketchup.
No, I can't.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Picturing that, I can't. No.
Oh, just kind of gross. It's also like mayonnaise too, right? It's like, would you have a spoonful of mayonnaise? No, but would you eat it with stuff? Yeah, like of course.
yeah, exactly. It's about the pairing, just like sometimes with wine. See, that's the connection.
There it is.
You pair wine with certain things.
There
you don't
it
just.
is.
I mean, on Wednesday nights you just drink it, but on other nights you will pair it with something. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm looking at the time. We're going to have to switch into topic number 2, and it's going to be fairly quick here. So I apologize to anybody who was coming in to listen to topic number 2, but we wanted to talk about Star Wars more. So so one thing I want to announce on this episode is my fiance and I are officially getting a puppy!
Yay! That's why I did not want to prod, because I knew it was coming.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's all good.
Cool.
So yeah, she was working on making a homemade leash. So she's made a few now. So we're going to get a puppy. I think it's going to be 8 weeks. I could be wrong on that. I think it's going to be 8 weeks when we get it, though. It's this cute blue heeler that we are slowly discovering might not be a blue heeler and might be a red heeler. It's just that we don't know yet, and the colors are coming in, and it's hard to tell at this moment.
Blue heeler. Oh, I had never heard of it, so I was looking up like Healer. It's a healer.
Yeah.
It's like a nurse. That's so cute.
So it's Australian cattle dog, to anybody who doesn't know it. It's the same as the Australian cattle dog. They're typically called blue or red heelers because of their colors. So there's a blue variant and a red variant. The red variant looks more like a fox, and the blue one's this cute little dog.
Cool looking dog.
It's an adorable, like medium-sized, kind of border collie-esque looking dog. And it's bred with, I think, a shepherd, an Australian shepherd.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah, shepherd.
I think it's Australian shepherd, and it's a dingo, the Australian wild dog, like their hyena kind of dog.
I can see the like facial structure.
Yeah.
Of the dingo.
So it does have this funny vocal like howl to it, where it sounds quite wild, and they're really nice. We actually have a few up the road from our house, so they're really, really cute dogs, and we're really excited about it. I have a photo. I can't send it to the audience, unfortunately, but I'll send it to you, Anth0z.
Send me.
And it's just a little pup. It's like, it looks like my fiance calls it the seal, baby seal, because it just looks like a little puffball.
It looks almost albino. It's so cute.
You can see how we don't know if it's going to be the blue variant or the red variant at this moment, because the ears are dark blue-ish for the audience at home, but the whole body of this little tiny ball, this puffball, is white. But like when we were we've like stared at this photo like intensely, and if you zoom up like on its face, it does have like these like brown blotches around its eyes, and on the feet they're also kind of brown. So we're like, it might be a red heeler in the end. I don't know. So we're excited.
Cool, congrats. Oh, that's awesome.
So what'll happen is on the podcast a few times I'll be able to bring in my little puppy, and I can talk about the updates on the puppy and everything going on for that.
Nice. Guest speaker, puppy. Do you have a name?
We already have a name. It's Kova. Kova.
Kova origin. I'm looking up the origin.
Oh.
And I see...
I don't think we've looked up the origin.
Is that butter? No, okay. So no, it's actually, I don't know why. I type Kova origin, and the first image that pops up is Koa, Khoa, for Wikipedia.
Girls'
a
names
dairy
for
product.
Kova.
Anyways.
It's more popular in this day and age than it was before. Fancy that. It's also
Inuit
more
boy's
people.
name meaning strong. Cool.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, for the girls' name, they've got like nothing, so it must be a boy name.
Yeah. Submission from the UK says the name Kova means tough.
Interesting.
It's a pretty cool name.
Well,
Kova.
This dog's a cool dog. I don't know how tough she'll be, but she's definitely gonna be our guard dog. So
cool. I mean, Kova.
Tough. Bully. So that's our news. We don't have much. We're just kind of just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, waiting through this whole coronavirus thing, just hoping to get our dogs.
So how does this work exactly?
So for us, it's kind of interesting because there's actually a ferry to go to where we live, because we live on an island, and the ferry is, in a sense, it's kind of closed right now because of everything going on. So we have to go and take a different route on the ferry to be able to even get onto the mainland, where we have to go pick up the puppy. So then we have to drive off. It's actually an 8-hour drive we're going to make to get to the puppy. So you would know this, but it's above Kamloops. So we have to make a drive up to above Kamloops and go get the puppy there and then come home. So it's going to be quite an adventure. But it'll be fine. They're going to put the puppy in a box, put the box through one of those little mail slots, and then we'll pick it up on the other side.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
And so you said in 8 weeks?
No, sorry. It's going to be, I think, 8 weeks old when we get it. It's already 3 weeks. I see. So we're going to be getting it on May, I want to say like 22nd or so. I'm not too sure. Not too sure yet.
I just found the picture. It's just so funny.
Anth0z just sent me a photo of a blue healer and a red healer. The red healer's like under the blue healer making this stupid face.
Like, okay, if any of you have ever seen Ace Ventura 2 when
it comes out of the rhino,
character is coming out of the rhino, that is this red healer coming out from under the blue healer, and it looks
just
amazing.
Adorable. Well, yeah. My fiance's
I hope your dog ends up being either one of these dogs.
Me too. My fiance's parents have a dog that's also quite vocal, and so I love that dog. But if our dog is at all like that, then I have a feeling our listeners are going to start hearing a dog in the background quite a bit.
Great.
And I don't know if she's going to want to be in this room while I'm recording, but I might be able to have her like sleep at my feet and stuff while we're recording. So we'll see. But that's going to be in a few more weeks.
For you too.
I would say around episode 67 or so is when we're going to start seeing the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you decided, I guess, what you're going to do about training? Like, you do all the training yourself, or?
Yeah, it's going to be. We're going to go through the training. We've been watching some training videos, and actually, for anybody who's interested in that, there is a really good YouTube channel we've been watching that is called. It's a guy. I just don't remember his name right now, unfortunately. Just going to switch over to it. His name is like
Dingo Joe.
I think it's like Greg or.
Dingo Greg.
No, I'm sorry, it's Zach George. So if you go to Zach George's Dog Training Revolution, he actually got a puppy last year of a border collie, and he's been filming it every like week for his progress on it, and he goes through like the different things he's been doing with it. It's actually really useful. So that's a really good one that we're going through and kind of learning what we should and shouldn't be doing for the puppy. And it's also going to be a high energy dog that we're getting, just like his is being a border collie. So we're expecting it's going to be a lot of running around, lots of walks, so we're trying to do our walks now and get ready for it and everything too. So
I just searched up the Zach George dog training.
Yeah. And
one of the first, well, not the first, the third result that comes up: how to teach the first 7 things to your dog. Sit, leave it, come, leash walking, name.
Yeah.
Do you see that thumbnail?
Yeah.
Where he's holding that one dog that just looks like it's
just
so much agony. It just and he's just trying to keep like a straight face just to take the picture. That thumbnail.
Yeah.
It just looks amazing.
That is a weird looking dog.
Looks like he's having a good time. Cool. Well, he's got a lot of videos.
Yeah, he does. It's
cool.
At first when I was watching him, I didn't know what to think of him, but he like grew on me over time, and I started to really like his videos. So yeah, it's really good.
Cool.
Yeah,
man.
So anyways, that's the news, and it's gonna be carrying on as the show goes on. So more and more will happen.
Great.
Yeah.
So every topic from then on in will be revolving around Kova.
It's gonna be like ye old news, and I'm gonna talk about my dog. The dog learned
ye old
today.
Kova. The Daily Kova.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. So there's not much more to talk about it because I don't know much more. We've got like 2 photos of this dog, so I'm excited. But I will let you know more when I know more. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
That is exciting.
Well, Anth0z, it's time for you to tell the audience where they can find you.
If you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at Anth0z1. That's at ANTH0Z1.
And if you want to find me, you can also find me on Twitter at Mattbrush Gaming. If you want to find this podcast in a video format on YouTube, you can also go to Mattbrush Gaming. That's my YouTube channel where I put this podcast up there in video format for your eyeballs. But if you want to listen to it with your earballs, you can go onto any of your favorite podcasting platform and search up the Scumm podcast, and we should be available. I hope we are. I think we are.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Maybe.
You could give us a like, a star, a thumbs up, a comment, a subscribe, an unsubscribe, a wink, a blink.
A blink?
A wink and a blink.
Twink?
You could leave us a great comment.
A drink.
One of your favorite comments about Comet or carpets.
Cupid. Donner.
Blitzen. You could also write us an email at thescumbarpodcast@gmail.com and let us know what you think there. Other than that, we seem to be having some steady numbers with you guys, so thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it, and we really would like to know what you think about the show, and if you have any things you want us to change or do, or anything really. So just let us know. Just give us a shout, because we'd love to hear from you. We love it.
Or if you have a dog and you want us to give a shout out to your dog, we can do that too. Woof.
Yep. Woof woof woof.
Bark.
Woof woof woof. Anth0z, I believe you have an Anth0z-esque message you would like to tell the audience today. Man's best.
Man's best friend. Dog. Dogs. Dogs that care.
Is this slam poetry? What is this?
Man's best friends are dogs that care. Woof.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
What a world.